Mm.
Or
Let's go. Microphone check.
check.
Gotta do the sound check.
Check.
Microphone check. That was the sound check. That's the hood check, y'all. You know what I mean? When y'all tuned in, that's what you call the hood check. You know what I mean? Listen, welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Koffee. I'm your boy Joe Cool with my partner, Mr. King.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We back at it again. You know what I mean? This episode right here, I really wanted to just call it In Leon We Trust, but
Well, we can.
you know what I mean? When you're a champion, it don't matter what you call it this summer. You know what I mean? Off season, what you want to call it?
I'll go in Leon we trust because
You know what I mean?
right now we have to. Man did his due.
Yeah, other times we were saying it, that he's making believers out of us. Now, I believe him. Anything he do, I don't even think it was luck. I think it was.
Well, he did it. Yeah, but you got, to me, it looked like too, he did it not the way I thought he was going to do it. I thought he was going to, being that he was a top agent, you know, maybe second, third, or you could say first top agent in the league at the time. I thought he was just going to funnel superstars through the door left and right. So he didn't really do it that way. He built the team from the ground up, sprinkling in a star here or there. But, you know, so he did it different. So we got to give him his big ups. He didn't use the cheat code that we thought he was going to use.
And what would that be?
Bringing in all his former clients.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing in everybody that's the star that we know he so-called severed ties with the agency, but his son is running it.
I mean, he kind of did the cheat code. He did family, which I know we didn't even have this written down, but to me, when you put people together that want to play for each other and want to do brick rolls with each other, and you can say anything to them, I think that makes for a better unit.
Yeah, but that also comes through the battles, and I know we're gonna get into that too later on.
And did we stream before, after the parade? After that, no,
not after the parade, but I think we did after the championship.
So listen, we back after the parade that we did not get in because there was 1 billion people. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: it was like the whole city was a parade.
Yeah,
it didn't even matter that I couldn't even see nothing.
Yeah, what I was telling you is that, and we got there early. I was almost glad that it turned out that way, because had we got in, which we could have probably walked further down up Broadway to find a different opening, but down by Battery Park, I was like, I enjoyed being out there with the people and meeting and talking to people that you probably still would have been able to do inside the gates. But once you was inside the gates, then that was pretty much it. You couldn't move after that. So I kind of like the down. Got a chance to see what we do on a regular basis when you don't feel like getting on the train traveling too far into the city. It's a lot happening downtown. So, you know, I was kind of glad with that, and you know, that people got a chance to see, and if they didn't just jump right on the train after the parade, that they walked around and see what's happening down there and then come back for more visits.
Oh yeah, because I know we went to another area. We went all the way to 14th Street, and just the amount of Knicks jerseys you see on a ride there is like incredible. Like everybody's a Knicks fan. There's a Knicks fan in every store. There's a jersey everywhere you look and turn. It was just crazy. Staten Island Live catching this on the ferry.
Yeah.
I'm already half a bottle of Hennessy deep, y'all. He talking about come do an interview. I'm fixing the camera right now, but that.
No, yeah, but that was, you know, that was an amazing thing for New York, and even to see the float, which I thought was interesting too. We kind of knew there would be a Knicks veterans float of former players, but the float of the rappers, and I ain't necessarily calling the rap a lot of them bandwagon because over the years, a lot of them has shown their support for the Knicks. And who's to really say who's at this stage? Because it's been so long since they won. Some people hopped on, hopped off. We just stayed on for the foreseeable, future, not knowing that it could be a championship. Even though this was the year that we all felt like if they could win it, you could win it this year, and not even so much just catching people with their pants down, how you say no, whatever, but just the whole idea that we had everything. This team had everything it needed and constructed to win a championship. It was just a matter of putting the pieces together. So we knew that going in. So, we still have to shout out the Knicks championship. And I almost wish too that we had a little bit more time just to celebrate this and indulge in it. Before we jumped right back into the draft and then free agency a week later.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So,
it was crazy out there. And sorry about the camera, y'all. I don't even know how old the camera, and it's not working. But as long as y'all can hear us, I guess that's all that matters. So put in the comments that you hear, and you still rocking with us if you can still hear us. But you want to get right into it?
Yeah. It's we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna well, first, we gotta say, like, comment, subscribe, and everybody that was with us through the on and off year. I know we picked it up towards the end of the season. But we appreciate that. We appreciate the new subscribers from last week and the last 2 weeks. So welcome in, and anytime you want to jump in and talk about something, even if it's during the week and something you want us to hit, you can let us know and we'll see it and we'll jump on it. But for right now, what we're going to talk about today is the new signings for some teams and ourselves, the upcoming draft. We got to talk about what James Dolan is talking about as far as the salary cap. And then we're going to talk a little bit about free agency and where do the Knicks go from here. So that should take us into a little lengthy conversation with the Knicks fans. But we also want to hear what the Knicks fans got to say. The whole city won this championship. And we appreciate everybody that was involved. Without the fans, I don't want to say it's just a trophy. Them guys get millions of dollars. But
all right, camera's still not working, but we get into it. I guess first at work, everybody let me know, like, hey, Giannis going to the Celtics. You look at the news, Giannis going to the Heat. I'm telling them, I don't listen. I wanted Giannis. Sometimes he's one of my favorite players currently. I don't care where Giannis go.
Nah.
It don't affect us. We the champions. Yeah. I don't really care. But Giannis is finalizing the deal. I think he's going to the Heat. It's going to be him over there with Bam, which I do like that combination more than I like
Tyler Hero. Yeah.
Well, Tyler Hero not over. They traded him.
Oh, they would have had to. Okay, I was wondering how that was going to work.
So they traded a lot to get Giannis over there. So Giannis and Bam, I do like, but that's not enough for the Knicks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody's on a work pace right now, whether the media want to say it or not, to try to beat the Knicks and try to make a good team. But you're not going to do it with just that. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to put their thinking cap on and see how they're gonna get enough guards or whatever to compensate for to complement Giannis and Bam over there.
Well, one thing Pat Riley gonna do is,
and that's what I'm nervous.
He's gonna find some hard-nosed type of player. He's gonna find that. I don't know what the Heat's draft situation looked like or what they even got back for some of those trades. But Pat Riley, he'll find serviceable guys, because let's face it, the ball now, other than maybe bringing in a shooter, nobody gets to touch the ball anyway. With Giannis, because Bam does now figure out that I can score. Granted that 80 points was kind of like a fluke, but he figured out now that I can definitely put the ball in the basket, and guys don't want to go backwards.
Right.
And Giannis is going to be Giannis.
So his leadership is what make me more nervous.
You know what Giannis?
I mean? Yeah. Oh, I got
that don't really affect me neither.
Yeah. So no, I'm talking about if anything was gonna make me nervous, is the leadership that he's gonna have when he goes to the Heat. You know what I mean? The Celtic wasn't really scaring me. When I was talking to my boy at work, you know what I mean? Shouts out. Listen, if Giannis would have went to the Celtics, I don't think he plays well with Jason Tatum. This is over the years of just watching them. They both have their own way of leadership. I don't know if Jason Tatum really gravitates to that leadership that he does. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Would have been fun to watch? Yeah. Was I nervous about it? No. 2 players can't beat the Knicks, and we said that all year long. And we got a ring saying that all players long. You know what I mean? Now we can talk our stuff. Now we can talk our shit. Jalen Brunson said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we've been tiptoeing around it all year. Now we champions. We here, and it feels good. Now I'm talking crazy forever now. So ain't nothing you can tell me for the next couple of years.
Yeah, we did. Somebody was saying we did the impossible. No, we didn't, because we proved that the whole year we proved we could play with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people might kick our ass a little bit, Detroit and them, but we still had the edge on Detroit because they said until you win in the playoffs, it don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we proved we can win in the playoffs,
which I thought was the strategy.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that was a strategy to lose.
I'm talking about not 3-4 games, but I thought the strategy to me was stay healthy.
Yeah,
if you're gonna lose, just lose. Right? There's no reason to go crazy and overexert yourself all these games.
Yeah,
remember Tyler Hero, DOR, and all these players, they played a lot throughout the season. Our bench played a lot compared to the playoffs. So that's due to the bench and the healthiness of the team.
Yeah, I like the fact that too people starting to recognize that when you're talking about the almighty Boston Celtics the past couple of years, as people felt that they always had the edge on us. Then they made their chess move with their wing players. We countered with our wing players to play defense and still get some offense out of them. Now they realized they couldn't beat us. So now you was ready to ship out one of your top guys to try to get Giannis to try to take that next step over us, which to me probably would not have been. It would have looked good on paper regardless, but it wouldn't have been really a step over us because we took out the mighty giants, so-called Goliath of the West, and we didn't get to go up against OKC, but the ones we took out OKC and manhandled OKC in the regular season. So we prove now that it don't matter. We ain't never looking over the East. We ain't saying that. What we're saying is that the naysayers, y'all can stop now with the fact that being that we got over the hump, that whoever makes it out of the East don't have a chance against the West. Because according to some experts, we wasn't supposed to get out of the East. It was saying that we put together a team to get out of the East, but we wasn't supposed to. So now all that doubt should be out of people's head. And now when that ball go up in the air, it don't come down till the final buzzer.
Which when they were saying that, I didn't even understand it. I mean, let's see if I can put this.
Yeah, because it's Knicks hate, and some of it you can say could be warranted. Because when people say same old Knicks, you get there, and then something bad happens. Remember, our counterpart Bree asked us a few weeks ago, "Is the Knicks curse over?" And yes, the curse that don't mean you're going to win every year, but that curse that we always had, that dark cloud over our head, that always started with injuries and confusion and internal strife. Well, we don't got that no more. So now it's player for player. Whatever you could do, we could do it better. So Giannis going to wherever the Heat, okay, that makes the Heat more strong.
Listen, I think it's going to be. I'm assuming that it's going to take maybe 1-2 more years for a lot of these teams to get it together. And I'll get more into that later on in the show, watching one young player, but like I'm looking forward. If everybody takes what the Knicks did, which other teams do, you know what I mean? You go out. If it's running, John Wall is probably the focal point. If it's shooting, Steph Curry. Now it's teamwork. You know what I mean? Like you just can't say I'm gonna go get a dog like Brunson. It's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Brunson showed you it wasn't gonna work, which is gonna segue into my next thing. Once a Knick, always a Knick plug-in. Randall. Randall is back in New York, ladies and gentlemen. But as a net. So you come back to the hometown you was at. Not hometown, but you come back to the place where you was at. They already got a ring, but you're going to the wrong team.
He's gonna learn like Mikal Bridges learned. Like Randall, I appreciate what you did for us. Even though Brunson came in and kicked the can down the road, you set the groundwork that at one point they was considering you one of the top power forwards in the league with it as a Knick. But your poutiness, you're gonna find out over there in Brooklyn, nobody's gonna care. The media is not going to be following you around town, especially after your initial arrival. So you're going to find out that the stuff that you ran from in New York, you're going to wish you had over there in Brooklyn, because you're really going to be an afterthought. I remember going to a game when Mikal Bridges was at Brooklyn, and I went to a Liberty game, right, on a weekday afternoon one summer. And Bridges and two of his other teammates showed up during the game, sat front row, and the crowd put them on the Jumbotron. Crowd gave them, their little claps, and that was done for. And I was watching halftime. Nobody went up to them. No kids was running towards them. If that would have been in New York, they wouldn't have been able to really enjoy the game.
Nope.
Because fans would have been all over. So, Randall, I kind of feel bad for you that this is where you ended up. But this is what you laid. You reap what you sow, and now you got to deal with the consequences of playing in a dead place like Brooklyn.
You was being nice. I've been said this. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's your demeanor on the court. I know there's that football movie that I always like. I think Draft Day. You know what I mean? When they're looking at more than just the skill set, I'm looking at how you act off the court, your demeanor on certain things while you're on the court, what you say in the press. Like, I'm looking at all that to determine what I think you're going to do when it comes down to them final seconds in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Your mentality when you go into the game, that's what I'm looking at. So with Randall, though he's a good player, but it's a certain level you got to tap into to be great, and Brunson showed you that. Towns is showing you that.
But that wasn't his problem either.
And now that I say that too, let's make sure to take a second and give Towns his credit. You know what I mean? Because Towns is another one that not only as the Knicks or Brunson, Towns is changing the game on how people speak. They talk in interviews. Like I said, I want to get into that later with the upcoming draft, but Towns changed how now players are going to go into that office and talk to their coaches on how to win the game. It ain't going to be no more, I dropped 30 points. Nah. How you impact this game? You know what I mean? What are you doing on the court? All right, can you get a bucket? And how you going to get that bucket? And who you going to get involved to get that bucket? And do your teammates agree with you on that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Towns his credit. There's no championship. And I was telling somebody again the other day, and I was telling you, when we first got Brunson, I liked Brunson too. I wasn't on him as high as you were. But my thing was, we had to get another player, another kind of star to go with Brunson. And that star turned out to be Karl Anthony Towns. So once we got Towns and you got the two together, that's when I really started to believe.
I'm going to give you some pushback, though, because I agree with that part.
Yeah.
But everybody thought it was Randall, and the mentality part is what I kept saying. Nah, Randall not the guy. And when we got Towns, I said, this is where Towns need to be. Because Brunson's going to say something. Josh Hart's going to say something. It's not going to be like Anthony Edwards. That, I'm going to defer to you, big fella. No. You got to take it over.
Well, they could have still won with Minnesota. Could have still won with Randall. No, Randall's thing was, once he starts pouting, he let that affect his play.
But I'm more of Randall
because I'm saying, but same thing with Towns. Towns the same thing though. The reason why Towns, and I'm the Towns guy. The reason why Towns went to the assistant coach is because he wasn't being happy with the way he was being used. So if you're not gonna let me be me with the ball in my hand on the post, on the high post, then let me distribute. It was just a way that Towns felt, use me somehow. It wasn't so much of a sacrifice. It was, I'm out there, I'm running down the court 4 or 5 times, I'm not touching the ball. Well, what am I doing here? It was the assistant coach who went to coach and said, Towns feels we should use him this way. And Mike Brown probably really wanted to say that, because on a show with Stephon Marbury, he was on New York One the other day with Clyde and John Starks, and he talked about what Mike Brown brought was was Brunson used to be predictable. You could count 16 seconds on the shot clock that Brunson's going to dribble. And now you see he's come down. If he don't got his move, he swing it. And the ball swings till you get a bucket. Well, that's the same way that Coach Brown probably felt. He probably didn't know how to go to Brunson. And even though he said it's going to be a team effort of fast-paced moving the ball, you still got to go to that individual player. So by Towns doing that, that made it easy for the coach. Because now you don't got to worry about rubbing two people the wrong way. One already said, I'm willing to do this. Let's try this. And you go to the other one, and the other one says, oh, yeah, whatever helps the team win. So it wasn't, to me, it wasn't so much more as a sacrifice as much as it was, well, if I'm not going to be getting the ball, what am I going to do? And that's the credit that I give Towns. He didn't soak like Randall would have just soaked off in the corner. But Randall, at his best, did some amazing things for us. Even with Brunson. Brunson also had to grow into the role of I'm the man too. We gave it to him, but he still had to grow into it.
Because I did question. I said he's gonna have to do certain things to become that superstar. Which he is. Now he's not the most flashy or to me still like the coolest one. He's still a little timid out there. You know what I mean? He do say the curses and he's trying. So I think he probably still has to get more comfortable, which will come with time. He's rocking the Kobe's. They saying he brought the Kobe's back. Nike is the promotion and even just the shirts that came out, like everything was cool around that. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, we gotta give credit to where credit is due. And your teams that's running out to try to sign Giannis, and that's your strategy, because one thing you got to please your fan base. But the Knicks proved that even though we got 2 All-Stars, Towns been a multiple All-Star since he came in the league, that's not the way you have to go. Second-tier All-Stars, if they're playing as a team, is just as good as a superstar.
Yeah, because right now, getting the superstar ain't even getting Giannis to the Heat. Shout out to the Heat. Happy for y'all. But that wasn't even half the battle. That was a quarter of the battle now.
Yeah.
Now to get to half the battle is who else you putting on that team, and now how they're gonna work together.
Yep.
And now you got a whole bunch of players that it probably would sound good on paper later. You know what I mean? Bam, potentially, if you let him score 100 points, he will. If you let him. But Knicks ain't gonna let him do that.
Yeah, but he now becomes a low post threat. Because now now you really know the capability.
Well, when Bam go to the 3-point line, Giannis is free to go to the paint. So that's what I was thinking of automatically with the Heat. With the Celtics thing, Jaylen Brown wasn't going to be there, which I thought would have been better because I think they would have communicated better. I don't know how that communication with him and Jason Tatum would have been, because at this point, I'm looking at communication on the court and how y'all play together and how y'all make it work, or how the coach or organization make it work. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody can tell me nothing. We champions. We can look at how we want to look at it. You hear me?
Yeah.
Are you the champ?
Yeah.
You can look at how you want to look at it.
And Brown put it back. He gave coaches back their power. For the adjustments that he made, for whatever the reasons, the adjustments that he made in this playoffs. Now coaches, now you got your superpowers back. Now the players got to listen to you. Now it's not just about you getting 50, 60, 70 million dollars a year.
Well, shout out to the principal, the president, James Dolan.
Right.
He said, listen, y'all got it this far. We listen to y'all. So just for 10 weeks, listen to your coach. No sex. Let's lock in. And damn it.
Listen, them young guys, they locked in, but they ain't locked in that way. Because it's not like back in the day, and everybody say that you tell boxers that. Because boxers, you need all your energy, you know, all your strength, especially leading up to. I think basketball players, I don't think no players they have sex during the playoffs and championship runs. I think what they don't do is that morning of, or the day of, or the night before, because it does drain your body. Everybody know what good sex will do to your body. But, a few days and like Josh Hart and them, no, they ain't not doing that. But yeah, they're not going to, the day of a game, wake up in the morning and, feeling all this energy. And nah.
Shout out to Josh Hart's wife for getting him back. For that BS he did to Jalen. Thank you, Josh Hart's wife. I don't know your name, but thank you.
Yeah.
Here so this camera.
Yeah, James Dolan get into the salary cap. But you said the Knicks did what without we put somebody back on the board too, right?
Oh yeah, so we got Diawara. Diawara signed a multi-million-dollar deal, $10 million. I don't know how that goes money-wise, but basically we got Diawara back. Now that's that. Now the move they make now from here on out determines how they're going to try to move with the Knicks going forward.
Well,
so
yeah.
Diawara re-signing for that amount of money, that was step one. I think that's the first thing the Knicks did. So where do we go from there now?
Well, remember, I was telling Bobby, one of the signings that I felt we had to do was DR. You know, he didn't play much in the playoffs, but I think he proved that as a 6'9" wing guy who can do multiple things, outside shooting, play some defense, fill in the gaps. We needed to have him back. And not so much just as insurance, because he proved that when OG was out, yeah, we missed OG, but he proved that his capabilities is his versatility, and we needed to have that. And then remember, I told you during his run, I wanted to see him and OG and Mikal at the same time, and good things happened when the three of them were out there at the same time. So we need a guy like that, and I'm so happy that the Knicks recognized that and put him on the boards even before you start. When we're going to start talking about the salary cap, let's do this first, and then we work down on the salary cap, because you could do that and end up with nothing. As you can see, teams are already making moves.
Yeah.
So this is not a guy you can play around with.
And they're gonna be making panic moves. Look what the Knicks did.
Yeah.
Would you believe you could say that today?
Yeah.
That the Knicks is doing this right now. I mean, listen, I ain't gonna be naive. This happens every year. Teams got to make moves. We did it. Everybody did it. But I feel like the Knicks didn't do it in reaction to what other teams were doing. We did it for this moment right here. I think teams now are, from how they speak in interviews, are reacting to how the Knicks is doing it, the family orientation of it, if y'all want to call it what y'all want to call it, but we don't got the superstars of superstars. We don't got that Steph Curry,
KD, in the league, and
LeBron. We got Brunson that grew over time, and we got Towns that maybe didn't get his credit over the years. You know what I mean? Probably got lowballed in one of the best big shooters in the league. Now playmaker. You got to add that to his name now. You know what I mean? Superstar more so than Brunson, the way he speaks, how he ties himself to New York, the Dominican aspect of it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I want to say, will Towns take that $100 million pay cut?
Well, but he said on Shannon Sharp show,
I think he
would. He said, but he said we would all have to get into a room, and we would all have to say we all doing it. Now Brunson already did it, so for anybody to expect Brunson to do it again, that wouldn't be fair of Brunson, and nor should Brunson do it again. You already took $100 million off your salary. And who's to say when the time came the Knicks would have gave it to you at that moment, last year. But Towns, I ain't necessarily telling you that it's got to be a whole 100, a whole 10 million or whatever it is. But something, yes. It costs to stay home, and then it costs to make a sacrifice, because that's twofold for me. I don't want to see when the NBA say when Brunson did it. I think somebody said on one of the I think it was Jay Will on Stephen A. Smith's show that now Brunson put all the other superstars on notice. No, the money's there for a reason. The salary cap is what it is for a reason. Now, yeah, you want to take a little bit off the top, shave it off a couple $1 million, over a 4 or 5 year period. That's fine. But to me, don't leave $100 million on the table. No, that's your money. Now, if the team don't want to give it to you, that's fine. And you want to gamble and try to get it somewhere else, well, then that's on you. But I don't think every player now should start saying everybody got to sacrifice, because where's the money going if you don't? If you don't get to use it, like let's say Towns sacrifice it, and we're going to get into James Dolan saying he's not going over the apron, right? So you're going to hold on to that money. What did I sacrifice it for? But some things from a union standpoint, and as an older person, people died and sweated and died for to get these rights, and you just can't give them away. The salary cap is what it is for a reason. But at the same time, Brunson had a whole lot of reasons why he did it. He said he didn't want to go into the season with that over his head. That's legitimate. But you also want to keep your homeboys together in your family atmosphere with the coach and general manager and all these people. You you've grown up with all of them since you was a baby. So you want to stay in that because you're comfortable. Towns, on the other hand, you have a team that believed in you at times. You also are home, from New Jersey, and your reasons for doing it may not be the same as Brunson's. But now let's take somebody, when we talk about Mitch,
right?
Do you take a cut or allow them to? You don't have the same. All you got is my 8 years. Not all. That's a lot. My 8 years. I don't know. I don't think T, and I said it before with Mitch. I don't necessarily want Mitch to have to take a huge cut. He made $12 million this year. I think we could give him 14, maybe without killing it. But I don't want to see him take a cut, or necessarily stay the same. I want him back. But I want a guy like Mitch, I want to be happy. He can't control his injuries because they was always fluke.
Yeah, the only thing with Mitch that it's almost like you feel for Mitch, like he's a family member, is home will probably pay you more. Now, if it's just not about the money, it's just about being home, you know what I mean? Go home. You know what I mean? It's due time. You were big. And let's be honest, as much as I love Mitch, you hurt a lot. You didn't play every game this season. You know
pretty much though this year, right?
I'm talking about that's the most he played.
Yeah.
Because he played every other game. Joel Embiid didn't hurt him at the end of the game. Maybe he do got the broken finger. We don't know if that needs surgery or not. You know what I mean? But that might also hinder you. But I think next year, if you're gonna come back, I say pay him. But I would like to see you come back, like at least back in time, like you went into a time travel machine. You know what I mean? Like come back more healthy, like you used to be. I mean, come back.
This is damn near the healthy.
I'm talking about but dunking on people again. He couldn't quite get up. All them putbacks, those would have been automatic. You know what I mean? Now the alley-oops, that's not technically his fault. Running the floor, he was tired. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be that tired. Now I know usually he bulks up and then he comes down towards the middle. You know what I mean? Towards the middle of the season. That's usually how he would do it. You know what I mean? But then he'll get hurt right after that. Because you bulk up, now you're strong, but now you can't run as fast. And then he comes down and he runs fast. That was like the pattern every year. You know what I'm saying? So this year, you bulked up, you came back, you played every other game. It might have hurt you. You know what I mean? Because you're not running every game. You're sitting. Next year, if you take the raise, I would like to see you play more, like every game, not just every other game. Maybe they sit you faster than other games, but just for you to get your win back. You know what I mean? Because we know your value. Will you get that same value somewhere else? Will you be the block less monster, whatever CP calls them? Will you be that thing again? But yeah, I know I dropped the short today about when we said you said go home. I agree. I feel like that's a good storybook ending for him.
Yeah, if they don't want me, I mean, not to say you don't want him. If for business standpoint you're not willing to pay, then yeah, that's what I mean by go home. If they ain't willing to pay me, and I understand it's a business, all right, then at least I can go somewhere where I'm also comfortable. These guys came home to be comfortable. I kind of want that too. I want to be around my farm. I want to be around my horses. I want to be around, my people, and help people out on a daily basis that way. I don't mind that.
But yo, man, selfish me. One, you a Knick. I don't care where you
from. Knick forever.
You from New York, man.
And chances are we make still.
Two, I am on notice that Giannis is over there with Bam. We need you back. You know what I mean? We got to make sure that don't even matter. With you going, it might matter depending on what we do. You know what I mean? Because now when Bam goes to that corner, somebody got to be there, and I'm pretty sure OG can handle it. But then now Giannis is causing havoc, can go to the paint. Maybe the calls go our way. That's the kind of player he is. The calls either go our way or don't, or he avoid contact and he get to the hole. So that's what I'm thinking of. So selfish me is stay home. Hey, find a way to pay him. Towns, take that little bit of a pay cut. I know that means we probably lose some people. Deuce. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost crazy how you think of people's like not down for love, but like, hey, Deuce, you ain't scoring no points.
Well, let's look at it. We have $13.5 million, right, to spend. So that apron that James Dolan said he's not going over, which some say it is impossible for him not to go over. It affects Mitchell Robinson. It affects Deuce, Alvarado, Shamet, and Clarkston. Right? Now, let's just go down to Alvarado. He's due a 4.5 extension. I don't know if it's his option or a team option, but he's willing to defer it for a week until next Friday to see what the Knicks do in the draft. Now, that 4.5, no, first of all, they say we can't sign Shamet and Mitch without going into the second apron. That's impossible. Now, what do you do with the others? Deuce? Well, hold on. I want to say this first about Diarra. I pray that we didn't sign Diarra for a sign and trade. First, let me just throw that out there. Then we can deal with that later. I hope we sign him to keep him. Not to use them in a trade to keep somebody else, because you don't need that wing player. But Deuce, $4-point-something million. To me, and I don't want to start saying who we can let go, but I can live without Deuce now. Alvarado, I would like to keep, regardless of what you might do in the draft, because we always seem to find a guy in free agency at the end of the season that turns the table, and this year happened to be him. But I would like to keep him for so many reasons of what he do for the team and how he changed the dynamic of the team when he comes in. And it don't matter when you put him in or there's any situation. Shamet, I want Shamet back also, because now I think the players respect Shamet. At first it was the front office, then it was the front office and the coach, and then once the players start respecting Shamet, then they start finding him. But you could find another shooter. It just matter, are you going to find somebody that the other guys respect enough to go at in some certain situations?
Well, I think we wasn't shooting when you said this. I know you was talking about Dante DiVincenzo, that he might get traded.
Well, they said the scenario. Yeah, the scenario. Well, and I didn't fact check this. But the scenario was he's probably getting traded out of his contract, like they traded Randall. He'll go to a team who don't really want him, but want his expiring contract, and then release him, and then the Knicks could pick him up on a veteran's minimum. That would bring back him. But now, do you wait for that? And it's almost like insider trading. If you know that's going to happen, that's fine. Then that means a whole lot of our guards that we're talking about, then you don't have. Then you can live without them, barring injury, because he's gonna fill two needs for you. But if you don't know that's gonna happen, and you're not sure, he may wait to come back to you. But you don't know, so you got to build this team the way that you think that you can stay afloat.
And the funny part is, this is why I always say every so often that the young players, that's why sometimes they gotta get this playing time. You know what I mean? Because like this wouldn't matter because we got Tyler Colette, Diawara. You know what I mean? How Porty look like if he plays some if you play some meaningful minutes and he can actually learn that, he'll be better than what he's supposed to be. So it'll fill the void. Now I'm not saying he's Mitch, but who knows? They didn't believe in Mitch when we got him. Remember, he came to us hurt. He came to us hurt. So
but he had his flashes were, but you've seen all of Mitch's flashes when he wasn't hurt. You've seen all, even if it was for 10 games, you saw it for 10 games.
But I see Hawk Porty over there listening. I see them pouring in. If they didn't talk to him, I would be worried. He goes back to that bench, and they teaching him. They pointing out certain things. For somebody that don't get to play, he didn't play. Diawara played in them spots. Them meaningful minutes, Diawara played at center.
Because when he was getting it, he wasn't
Porty,
all we needed.
I'm talking about, but now come to the playoff top, Porty played them center minutes. You know what I mean? So he's learning something. What that something is, we don't ever play big man friendly other than Towns. But that's just a thought.
But see, for me, Hawk Porty would have to be way more active for me to say he's the successor. He's got to be more active.
And I'm not saying success. I mean, he fills the void.
At some point, we got
something that we don't have. He do like block shots.
Yeah,
he run the floor.
But it's something ain't there.
He might lose his man, but I think that comes with playing.
Yeah, something ain't there to make you feel comfortable enough. because they always say why teams in 8 years haven't repeated, and
well, they let go of the wrong guys.
Well, they let go. They come back. They run it back with their starters. It's the bench guys. But and true to what somebody else was saying on Get Up is that you lose your bench guys because they become more valuable. The same way Alvarado and guys like Shamet, they all of a sudden now become very attractive to other teams. What they did in the playoffs. So, are you willing to pay them? Chances are you can't pay them what they command now in the new open market. So now teams got to go back and fill their bench up again, which hinders their growth going into their championship runs. And then you can't you could repeat, but your bench is a big reason why every team wins.
So not only
definitely with us.
Back to impact, there's a sequence with Alvarado when he's guarding Wemby. Without the ball, Wemby gets the ball, he forces him to pass the ball, and then that's when he takes Wemby and puts him on the floor, like trips his legs and starts screaming. Who does that? You know what I mean? You can't teach somebody to do that, and you can't even go out and tell somebody to do that. They just do that. Like, to be that annoying that somebody's 7'4" and you my height is
it's not that
you
many
can't
like that
there's not that. So you're gonna get paid to do that. Now, the other team you go to, are they gonna let you do that? We've seen that many times too.
Well, he's done that everywhere he went.
I'm talking about,
but he's been a pest everywhere. He's been a defensive pest. So
because I know he's in it for the money. It seems like he got a lot. It seems like he got a lot of family, and I go by what you say in the media and how you speak. It said if it makes sense. He got family to worry about. He's from New York. He probably didn't get these big contracts that everybody else getting.
$2 million.
As I said, $100 million pay cut. That means you already making $100-something million.
Yeah.
So if to say that to towns is different. You got sneaker deals. You are Karl Anthony Towns. You're getting these other things. So I feel like you do make this money. Whether you and Brunson are going to make this money back. Like I said,
well, they're already in commercials.
It's a 3-year window. I'm saying for me that y'all got to do what y'all got to do to even try to. Even if y'all lose next year, run it back like how Golden State did. I don't think they did it 3 years consecutive. Maybe they did, but they went every year. If we got the same team, I say we go every year for the next 3 to 4 years.
And they always brought back. They always got somebody off their bench. They always brought in a guy that was a starter. Livingston, Iguodala. They always had somebody they could rely on to come in the game and keep what they're doing healthy for 48 minutes. But Alvarado made like $2 million this year. He got a chance to double his salary. You got to take it, and it's only smart business. And I like when he said, if it makes sense, I want to come back. I'm home, but if the money makes sense, in his case, you got a long way to go. You're never going to get the big contract. So all those 2s and 5s and $6 million, you could get up to that for your caliber of play. That's jackpot for you. And then you got to look in New York. If you can get a double your salary, well, that's $2 million now you get to take home. So, you got to do it. And I want him back like I want a hole in my head, right? But I don't want a hole in my head. But I want him. That's how bad I want him back. But at the same time, I'm starting to feel for some of these players. And that's not even to say that the guys on the top end have to make that much of a sacrifice. You have to make something. Now, let me say this. I was thinking about James Dolan when he made the comment, right? Because it is a business. And James Dolan, you got so much money everywhere. But I also look at you saying, like, in no circumstances you're going over the apron. But why wouldn't you go over the apron for at least a year or two to run this back as far as you can? Because it's hard for teams to keep the same team because of loyalty and money for so many years. It's hard for teams to do that. So now you got an opportunity. You might be the last team that can do this for a while. So why not try to improve this team by running it back, by adding a player or two, in the back end of the rotation that can help you in time? Because that's all it's going to be. If somebody can come in and do what Diarra or Shamet did, late in playoff series. So why wouldn't you want to try that for at least a year or two, just to go into the apron, and then you can always come back out of it by releasing a player later on if you have to. Because we have our starters for the next 2 years. Towns for like 3 or 4, Brunson for like 3 more. So we're set with that. But if you're trying to repeat, and I like what Jay Will said, when teams can't do it, if they can't bring back the back end players, it's hard to repeat. I don't care how much your starters and what they give you. Somebody got that spark off the bench, got to be the reason. But why keep searching for it when we have it? So then you ask yourself, what would it take for us to get that spark back off the bench? To me, that would be in the forward position. We already know what the guards can do. It will be in the forward. The guards can get better by being more consistent, right? Alvarado, Shamet, Hart, Bridges, y'all can be more consistent. But we need more upfront scoring. And that's only going to come with somebody that we get in free agency or in the draft. And there ain't too much draft that people that can help you.
And speaking of draft, I'm just going to skip a little bit because like what you're saying, this is where my radar go on notice. NBA draft is tonight, right?
Yep.
I'm not familiar with who can get picked, but there's a dude I saw that I've been seeing before. I think I showed you some videos, and he was on Melo's show, AJ DeBonster. I'm talking about somebody that talks well on the camera, cocky. That dude, wherever he go, he gonna be. So he's projected to number one, right?
Projected, yeah.
Projected to go number one
or two, yeah.
1 or 2. Now let's just say he did go to the Wizards. This will put me on notice because I do think he gonna be one of the players that come in and be somewhat of a force, right? And teams that's trying to beat the Knicks, you do got Trae Young over there, which who
wants to be traded.
Nah, I think he just signed the extension with the Wizards.
Yeah, but he still wants to be traded.
Oh, but
make it easy to trade you.
Yeah, but if he don't, that's him, and Anthony, what's his name?
Davis.
Anthony Davis, right? That's a team where you can work with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they do get traded, that's different. But that pick right there, that got to put Knicks fans on notice. These bigs.
Like, yeah, but it takes a while to adjust.
Yeah, it do.
I mean, yeah, but I look at you.
I do like the kid, though. I do like the kid.
Yeah, but Anthony Davis he wants to play center. This guy is a forward. Yeah. So that help Anthony Davis? Yeah, it helped to have a live body out there with you. But we all know Anthony Davis wants to play forward. He don't want to play center. He mopes when he got to play center. Like look what he's doing in Dallas when he had to be the center a lot. You don't have the same activity because in his mind,
I mean,
I'm a power forward.
I mean, if teams are going by, remember this has been a year of they talk about a lot of positions with basketball. I don't see why a center can do. Town just showed you, hey, if you let me play my game, anything can happen. So that's like a team. I feel like if they figure that out, even though that's kind of toxic that you say that with Trae Young, but they figure that out. That's a scary team probably on paper.
But if I'm
they don't really got nobody else.
But if I'm Washington, they got the kid that they drafted a couple years ago, who was supposed to be a star. Still got him. So if I'm Washington, I take Trae Young and I take Anthony Davis and I don't necessarily package them together, but I get something real good. If I'm going to try to build around this guy, I get something real good for them to help build around him because you still got the young shot blocker that you drafted 2 years ago. It's just that you had nothing else around him, and it just goes under the radar. And then, or maybe you try to keep Trae Young and use Anthony Davis to get a piece. But you need a veteran. You need another veteran piece to go with them young guys because they got good young players. They just don't have enough around. Do they still have Kuzma? Or no, because they don't. Because you don't need guys like that. You don't need no more. But I wouldn't necessarily try to play all of them together because it ain't going nowhere. Chemistry wise, it ain't going nowhere.
Well, other than him, that I know we got picked 24 in the first round, second round pick 31 and 55. Now, we don't know if we're gonna trade those picks off. We don't know if we're gonna trade up. Let me know in the comments what your prediction is before I ask Mr. King over here, because I don't really know who's going in the draft. I just know we the champions, and it do it matter.
Yeah, I know. See, it's too
like any other year. I'll be like, who we looking for? Damn, I wish we could trade up to get number 1 to get AJ. The number 3 dude look good. Blah. I don't even care.
Well, it's looking like this. First, let me get my opinion. Is what I think I would do right now is because we got so many young guys. We got McCullough still on our bench, who, if he played, we talk about if 40 played the same amount of minutes. If McCullough played meaningful minutes, he wouldn't miss a beat, right? So I would take them 3 picks and I would package them off for future second round picks, because our starting 5 is in the prime of their life right now, right? And then we got bench players that could play if needed be. So we don't have to really necessarily draft. Now, do we have a need? Yeah. And I think the need would be at power forward. And so that we can move everybody else down and become even a bigger team. When if OJ can go back to the 3, we become a bigger team. So I don't necessarily think we need these draft picks right now. Now, with that being, but I will package them all for 3 years down the line when our guys start getting into their 30s and mid 30s. And now we got to start looking at replenishing. And with that being said, too, you would think that the younger guys have elevated, the Diarras and all of them have elevated up, that they could be replaced.
Listen, but because as you say this, what we failing to realize is that new tank rule is going into effect, I think, next year. So it looks like it's going to be real easy for people to try to get what they want now, because you can't tank and you can't lose.
This teams find a way to tank.
I'm talking about, but you can't. I'm talking about with the rules, though. You can tank if you're already up. You can't tank if you're down. That's going to be the cat and mouse chase. You know what I mean? You can lose a game on purpose, but losing a game on purpose might mean the other 2 teams that's trying to win might win 3 in a row.
Yeah, I just think.
And then now that puts you in a fight of y'all got to now try to win to even get into. So I like that aspect. Like, you could be the 13th team, you know what I mean? Like, you got to now try to fight to now get to a certain area.
Yeah, it'll just change the reason why people tank. I don't think it's going to stop people from tanking, because now if teams start realizing,
if tank, that means you're going to start letting go of players. So
that's what I mean. Yeah,
as hard as y'all going to play, y'all not going to win.
But it'll be the justification of, if I can't tank to get into the lottery, to have a better chance in the lottery, I can tank that my superstar that I can't unload. Now I can say, well, we can't win with you, so now I can try to unload you. They'll find a way.
So now, with that being said, I was just thinking of, with that thought, because I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure Leon Rose and them thought it. Hey, we can't rule out that there's a future of they take them picks and maybe get, I don't know, I'm not trying to say it like that, but something better than Mikal, or you know what I mean? Like, we don't know what they're gonna do. They shocked us a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
They shocked us when they did nothing last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they traded off them picks, and you know what I mean? So,
well, when you're talking about the draft, there is some interesting pieces that's supposed to fall within if the Knicks decide to keep them. Now, money wise, we would have to not be able to pay some of those players that we want to keep to even hold on to these picks. But at 24, they are talking about some interesting people. At 24, now not necessarily the guy from what was his name? The guy from Connecticut, the center. He's a center that could help you. He's more like Karl Anthony Towns. He could shoot. He could run the floor. He can block the little shots. He can rebound. And he's active. He's active around the glass. Then there's the center from, what school is that? What school is that? I like this other center. What school was that they was talking about? 7-footer. He's more like Mitchell Robinson, but he can hit down, but he can knock down the shot. And he's wiry, and he attacks the basket, and he has low post game. Right? I like that kid. If he could be there at 24. See, something like that, I'll take my pick.
Yeah, if we draft a center, then I know what's going on with Mitch.
Yeah, I'll take my pick.
Or Hawk Porty.
Or Hawk Porty, right. But I'll take a chance on a guy that can help me, that come from a nice program. You know, you come from Connecticut, then you're seasoned. You know, Bobby Hurley and all them guys, they got their guys, they pro ready. I think where does the center come from? If somebody watching this, I don't know if I wrote it down or not, but I want to talk about him because he had a lot of the aspects that you look for in a center. And not only that, around the basket, he commands the ball around the basket, and he has low post moves. So a guy like that, you give me. Now that's at 24. Now somebody like that could probably fall to 31. Then there's the guard. They got 2 guards on Arkansas that they high on.
If we draft a guard, I know what's happening with
right. I don't see they got good guards out there that can handle the ball, shoot the ball, penetrate. Right. Then they got this guard on Texas Tech that can do everything you want in the guard. He's just small. So do you want to wait for that? Now, if you're going to lose all those other guards and you're trying to stay under the apron, there's people you can fill in if you're going to play them. But then somebody say to them, why didn't you play Kolek? I think the only difference with Kolek now is that we need a guy that's like Kolek and Alvarado, which was some of those guys they're looking at in the draft that may fall to them can do. Now, the big man at St. John's, I love Zubac, how you say his name at St. John's. I just don't think he's active enough around the basket for me. St. John's had incredible past couple of years. And Rick Pitino got his guys pro ready. And maybe he'll even be a better pro, which he was a great college player. But he's just not active enough at 6'9" that play the center, for me. But if you got him, I'm not mad if you get him. So there's a lot of players in the draft, and there's some others that they've been talking about. I just been watching the ones that they talk about the most, and I see the value. But we also see the value in guys like Kolek and McCullough, Dottier. We see the value in them also. So what you're going to do with those picks and what you're going to do when you get them. If you're going to draft those players and you're going to let the other players walk, what are you actually going to do? Who's going to play? Because we haven't even gotten into free agency yet. We just talking about these moves that are being made before the draft, and look at the moves that's going to be made tonight. Teams are getting better. So the Knicks got to do something to get better. Yeah, the Knicks got to do something to get better, but we don't have to do nothing drastic. So it's going to be very interesting in the next week or two, because nobody really is safe if that's Leon Rose's mandate. Then that means nobody but Brunson is probably safe. Maybe Cat.
32 minutes ago, Giannis originally pushed for the Knicks before that Heat trade.
We heard that. Yeah.
Well, we already knew that. Come on, Shams. We need something fire.
Yeah. He pushed for the Knicks during the trading deadline. We know that. But see, y'all guys, Giannis, KD, LeBron, don't look our way unless you're willing to come here for pay cuts. Big, huge pay cuts. Because when we needed you, we wasn't good enough for you. Now we don't need you. And we don't even know now, too, if you really want to push that up to increase your value with other teams. But we don't need you. We finding ways to win. And we finding ways to make homegrown talent stay home. So you come, be willing to take that big old pay cut. Like Stephen A. said that if the Knicks had lost the championship, he was going to beg LeBron come. No, Stephen A., be quiet. Every time you mouth, you say something stupid.
I'm about to say, LeBron don't even like
say something. Yeah, but that's just part of trying to put it out there that I'm willing to sacrifice myself. But no, shut up. LeBron and KD them have multiple chances
to come to the Knicks,
to come and save the Knicks. We don't need you now. Kevin Durant, we don't need you to jump on a bandwagon like you did at go. Now, and I like Kevin Durant. Don't get me wrong, but we don't need you to jump on a bandwagon like Golden State. Golden State already won. You add to it, but look at the sacrifices we would have to make to get LeBron, or and I ain't talking about his salary. If they took a pay cut, you still got to make a sacrifice in everybody else's play.
It's so real. I don't want none of y'all bums, man. Y'all talking to champions. I don't want none of y'all. Yeah. I don't want KD. I don't want LeBron. We'll drop the tip. Yeah. But listen, what would you even like? I don't even know. Like, for LeBron to come to the Knicks, he would have to just walk on veteran minimum last year. And if you're on your way out, so why would you even come to the Knicks?
Don't come at all, though.
Like, why would you even put that stress on your brain? You come to the Knicks and lose? Why would you do that?
Because he'll try to. LeBron is.
I don't even know no players now, right now, depending on what we do in the upcoming weeks or months. I don't even, other than the center spot or big, D Waller, I feel like closes that for me. I'm gonna just have faith in Hot Cordy. Listen, he a champion.
Nah, we gotta do something about this.
We're gonna have faith in Hot Cordy.
Yeah,
but unless we're gonna get a center that's coming in ready like AJ DeBonta, like talking like him, and I don't want you. No.
But
look, they've been doing. Listen, we've been drafting solid players. Did we draft anybody over the years that's like ready? I know we always say that before we get out of here. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. But over the years, I can't figure out players that we drafted that came in ready, like Brunson. I guess when he went to Dallas or wherever he went first, he came in ready. Cade Cunningham, he come in ready. You know what I mean? Ja Morant, Giannis, Victor Wembanyama. You know what I mean? Just to name random. If we can find something like that this year, I don't care what happens to the bench because he's automatically going to the bench. You know what I mean? The most we can ask for after watching this series is we need that shooter and that 6-man.
Yeah, but Joy, if I can find this
shooter,
guy.
6-man, and the center or the big that comes into play. You know what I mean? I think that's what we was missing because what we had this year was more than what we could ask for. Town sit down, Mitch come in. So other than foul trouble,
we could use more still, even with all that. Because I think some of the
6-man is what we was missing. Like the actual
we got a lot
6-man. Like when they were struggling, like this. Let's be honest. This whole series, we was playing bad, and we didn't have somebody that came on the bench and just started bugging. You know what I mean? I think the Spurs have the 6-man of the year, and he just did nothing. Who had the 6-man? Whoever it was, he was not playing 6-man. I don't know who it was, what team it was, but
I'm trying to figure out when this. Ready. I got to find this guy, and then after I find this guy, if some of y'all don't know, then you look him up. This center, I think, what team was he?
If anything, we do a short on it before that.
Yeah, because there's the center they talking about. If I couldn't even see why this guy would fall to 24, but he would be the type of guy. And what I say is that who can help us? We get into a whole lot of comeback from behind scenarios. With the right low post type of a player, even in sporadic moments, it'll keep us out of some of those moments, some of those getting down by 15 to 20, because that was even during the regular season. We had a lot of blowouts, but to get to the blowout, remember when we blew out I think it was in the second round, when you blow out somebody by 30, we damn near came back from 30 and still won by 30. It was like a 50, 60 point swing. You got to try to stay out of the moments for the longevity of the players during the regular season.
Right.
And the only way to stay out of those moments is sharp shooting, right? That you can find more sharp shooters and some low post points at small clips of the game. That's what will keep our starters fresh. If that ball pop outside, or for whatever reason, a guy can pull up and hit it, that'll keep somebody else fresh. So that's why I'm gonna find this guy. We're gonna talk about it, this week, and especially after the draft once things are made. But it's little things that the Knicks can do to stay relevant and still keep our guys fresh through the course of the game. So we again with James Dolan's mandate, and we don't know how serious he is about that and how realistic he is, but it's his money. So if that's the case, then something major might be done. Hate to say, don't want to see that, but
I think James Dolan is still going to be under the pressure of the records. Not only they was hitting on the court, but the records off the court with how much sales and how much money that brought to New York. I think knowing an owner, I'm gonna want the credit for that and PC of that.
Well, yeah.
So you're gonna do what you have to do.
But yeah, we gotta
to make sure we still contenders.
Yeah, but
yeah. Leon Rose we trust. They're gonna do what we gotta do to make sure.
The same, I think, for James Dolan because now he got the monkey off his back.
Yeah, they're gonna keep us under that.
Yeah, but you gotta look at James Dolan with that spear out there in Vegas that he owns. That's bringing him a lot of cream. He got a lot of money coming from different angles. And now the Knicks, once you win for him, is it still a high priority? Like,
listen, Knicks making so much money right now. I'm trying to spend my money. They keep telling me sold out. You know what I mean? They keep sending my orders back. I can't even get my stuff unless I walk into the store. So I ain't got none of the new hats. I ordered all of them. None of them came in. They sold out.
Yeah, the Knicks gave us this.
Pay your money back.
This is my Game 4 hat. They gave us with the Garden of Dream. They gave us these special hats. I'm not even a hat wearer like that. These type of hats. But hey, it was my good luck hat.
Listen, you champion. I don't want to hear no more.
Ooh, let the dogs out. I know, right? That was so crazy.
I see what you're saying.
Mike Brown. I know. See Mike Brown. I know. It's just like, I can't.
Listen. I ain't even gonna be mad at him. Junkyard Dog used to bark. So
no, I think he just so happy that he don't know what to do. So.
Man, they say he was saying that in practice.
Yeah, but the naysayers of him.
Listen, he a champion. He can say what he wants.
Yeah, he damn sure can.
You want to let the dogs out? Let the dogs out. You know what I mean? But listen, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and put in who y'all think what the Knicks should do with them draft picks.
What should we do? What should we talk about next? Where do we go from here? In Leon we trust, and we just let it rock.
And does free agency should it even matter at this point for the Knicks?
Now, hopefully they don't just blow the whole team up and start all over.
No, they ain't doing that.
You know what I mean? They ain't doing that. But LeBron, you could just stay on vacation. Don't even come to the Knicks. But like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna see you on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.